Rovenel's Resort welcomes guests with open arms as they offer their undivided attention. The friendly staff here at the resort go out of their way to ensure you have a memorable vacation. This property is situated at Tobago Local Road in Bon Accord. Now that I have your attention, I'm Davia Chambers and Let's Talk Tobago starts now. Idcut shares plan to set up a data center, highlights on the heritage Calypso Monarch, and later, we give you a taste of exquisite local drinks. These stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago continues.
Hey, why don't you step into the Scarborough Library facility? It has all the knowledge of our land, people and heritage that you just won't find online. The Scarborough Library facility is now open. Tobago Library Services. Information inspires innovation.
My name is Clyde Williams. I'm a maxi taxi operator for over 25 years and I'm involved in tourism. It's a beautiful industry and tourism helps me financially. It helps me my family. It takes care of my church. It takes me all over the world. And it's helped me meet people. And let me tell you something, at the end of it, tourism is all we take.
Rovenel's Resort and Conference Center opened its doors for business almost 20 years ago. It's favored for its Caribbean splendor as it's surrounded by towering coconut trees, lush flower gardens, and exotic animals. Now in our first story, Idcut is about to embark on a new project that can create career opportunities for more persons on the island. This project involves the construction of yet another facility, and here's Omadara Mills to bring us this exciting news.
Ever wondered how companies such as Google and Microsoft transmit and store information? It's done via massive warehouses called data centers. That's a facility that stores computer and software-related information. For Tobago, Idcut, with the aid of a telecommunications service provider, will construct a Tier 3 facility at the Cove Eco-Industrial and Business Park. The center will include terminal devices to store information, backup power supplies, redundant data communications connections, and environmental controls for elements such as heat and water.
In addition, you would have the software. And the way the services are administered, you could either take your equipment and locate it in there, or you could come to us and use our equipment. In addition, if you want security for your services and so on. Additionally, you could have a situation where a company could have their primary facility in Trinidad, but if that fails, they switch over to Tobago.
The facility will have several benefits for the island's information and communications technology ICT sector.
In the event you wanted to have your website hosted, or you had a lot of storage requirement, you either had to build your own facility or have it hosted outside of Tobago. Now you have that opportunity to have it done right in Tobago. In addition, if someone wanted to set up a business process outsourcing facility in Tobago, that facility makes it readily available for them to embark on such an initiative.
Initially, at least 6 people will be employed at the facility. Over time, more ICT career opportunities will become available on the island as the sector provides more income-generating industries.
The diversification is to build on the tourism, and ICT is just one of the sectors we've targeted. So in terms of having this facility, it puts you on that trajectory to expand the ICT sector. So apart from just having tourism-related businesses or agro-processing businesses, with a proper ICT sector, like I mentioned before, business process outsourcing becomes a big thing.
Construction of the center will start early next year and should be completed within 8 months. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Now this resort has a special offer for the month of September as guests can book rooms for as low as $99 US per night. To seal the deal, complimentary breakfast is included for special conditions only. Now let's change gears as Crystal George tells us about a group of special students who have been granted an opportunity of a lifetime. Have a look at this story.
At-risk youth are those who are most likely to get involved in situations that may negatively impact their safety. But there's a program geared at helping them to choose more positive behavior. This initiative of the Citizen Security Program is entitled Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. The project targets young people between the ages of 13 and 20.
We understand the clear linkages that exist in persons who are involved in risk situations and their own personal inability to take control or manage their behaviors that they exhibit. And so this particular project was conceptualized to allow young people to be more empowered and to be more reasoned in their decision making and the choices that they make.
The project, which will commence soon, hopes to empower young people to take charge of their thoughts, their feelings and emotions, and to channel them into positive behavior outcomes.
So what cognitive behavior therapy, the concept is that if you can get someone, and it applies for children, adults, once you're living, a human being, if you get persons to change the way they think, they will change the way they feel, which is the emotional motivation for the behavior, and then they can change the way they behave.
45 young people from each of the target communities will benefit from the program in areas such as self-awareness, values, goal setting, and positive thinking.
We developed a manual. Now, this manual contains activities which the facilitators will use with the young persons during the sessions, the daily sessions that they will have. And the manual follows the same areas that the facilitators have been trained on.
The organizers anticipate that the program will make a difference in the life of young people. I'm Kern De Freitas for Let's Talk Tobago.
This is an executive suite and each one has a different view. The guests are free to choose between 4 different classes of rooms, from the garden side self-catering rooms to the executive suites. Pay attention to this. Every entrepreneur must have some form of marketing skill to attract customers. However, this report informs us of a particular program which aims to teach entrepreneurs what they need to do to attract customers and gain their loyalty. Here are the details.
These are just some of the products made by clients of the Realization of Economic Achievement or REACH program of the Division of Health and Social Services. While their products showcase their creativity, the REACH unit aims to help the entrepreneurs improve their marketing knowledge, which is critical to the success of any business. So the unit held a 3-day workshop.
It was designed to help the entrepreneurs to highlight what they need to know to put their business in a position of being marketable and for them to understand the definition of what marketing means and what it will do for their business.
The training is in keeping with the REACH unit's mandate to equip their clients with the necessary skills to operate sustainable and successful businesses.
Use it to move your business to the next level. It is by no means an easy feat, especially now that we are dealing with all the economic turmoils that we've been placed in our country. So I'm sure you can understand the value of the information you would have received, and even more so, the serious attempt you would need to make in order to remain successful.
The entrepreneurs themselves have also benefited from what they learned at the workshop.
Now, long ago when I hear marketing, the first thing that will come to my mind would be selling. But out of this workshop, I would have learned that it means more than that. When you're in marketing or when you're marketing your product, you have to know your product. You have to understand your product.
I'm looking forward, and I was very grateful and thankful for today's session, which made me more edified and educated on business so that my business cannot lose.
The entrepreneurs also received certificates of participation. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Up next, details on the heritage Calypso monarch. Don't go anywhere. Let's Talk Tobago will be right back. Stay with us. Family is the inspiration behind the development and the naming of this property. The owner, Mr. Sylvan Rollox, merged the name of himself, his wife, and daughters to create the name Rovenels. The Ro is for Rosetta, his wife, Van is for the owner, Mr. Sylvan, and the L is for his 4 daughters, whose names all begin with the letter L. Quite interesting. Now, speaking of development, Plymouth Hardcourt welcomes a new heritage Calypso monarch. Here's Caroline Wallace with the highlights.
I feel good, really good when I hear the committee say, for this year heritage we going back to the old time way. They say go back in time, cut and contrive, cook your food and save. I tell me husband, me family going brave.
That's Giselle Washington Fraser, performing her winning piece of the Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch 2016 entitled The Argument. Fraser walked away with $35,000 and bragging rights as she dethroned 3-time defending champion Caston Cupid, who had to settle for second position. He took home $20,000.
Oh, one cocoa, there's full basket, and in front of and don't get paid. That's a fool and his money are soon parted. It's all them things that we hear. Listen, how a stitching time saves 9, but it's like if stick did break in your ears. Because when Ram God not get nothing for do, he does take it on blow shell.
Third was Alex Gift with his rendition, Save the Old Time Days.
But look, nowadays, I see we doing things a bit different. Like in a garden, we just cutting down intelligence. Tree of goodness and togetherness, we cut no diligence. The tree of love and oneness, we cut utter nonsense. There was a tree of harmony, you know we chopped down completely. Your own people, you fight daily, we planting real hate and jealousy.
10 Calypsonians participated in this year's competition under the theme Bring Back the Old Time Days, Cut and Contrive. The annual Tobago Heritage Festival is produced by the Division of Community Development and Culture as a means of preserving the island's traditions. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Want an interesting place to spend your honeymoon? Then come to Rovenels as they offer breakfast, dinner, a complimentary bottle of wine, fruit basket, and a surprise gift item. Now, think about this. Lekoto is one village in Tobago that's famous for its folk tales and superstitions. Beverly Edwards takes us back to the past with the stage production, It Took a Village to Raise a Child. Here are the details.
They say when you plant peas on your belly foot, you just get all kind of 14 and 15 grain peas. Me show them you are 20 because my belly is real full.
The crux of the production is reminiscent of the old-time days when it took a village to raise a child. It is based on 2 single mothers who, despite socio-economic challenges, do their best to ensure their children are fed, educated, and achieve excellence. They ensured these values were entrenched in their offsprings through discipline and tough love, through support from parents and fellow villagers. This is evident when Sitaria receives a double dose of punishment from her best friend Gina's mother and her mother for being rude. However, life takes a turn for the families when Gina is selected to be a monitor by the primary school principal. Sitaria's mother becomes jealous and decides to fix Gina. The plan backfires and spiritual intervention is required.
Girl,
I'm going to smoke you out. And me get to them in packet. You see this? You make sure every morning, 9 o'clock, you bathe them, eh? You see this?
And then she decided to go abroad and to become a teacher. And then she have a friend here who is a bit not too bright as her. So when the mother hear about she daughter girlfriend going abroad and study, she decided, well, she got try to keep her back by working a little tales and superstition. So while that going on, she decided to fix a book, work a little obia on the book. And instead of the obia work on the friend that going away, the obia bounce back on she daughter. So she decided, well, she started going mad, so she had to go out now in the village and look for help.
The production was well received by those in attendance.
I like the part when the children, go to the river, catch crayfish and get some licks, because that's the way we grow, and disrespecting the elders. We don't do that in Tobago, so they get licks of that, so I find that part I like.
Yeah, I find it was really traditional and nice, and I would like some of them old time days to come back, Yeah, man, they're doing good down here, and we want to promote that more and more, Tobago nice.
So far, I find the show is okay. I'm enjoying it, and I want to go back and get the finishing up. It's interesting.
If they feel like yes, they might come here to take me granddad and carry back to jail. Our next thing they have coming. You see when me there? Them hands are clean, but they're not going to be clean for long.
From the Division of Community Development and Culture, I'm Beverly Edwards for Let's Talk Tobago.
Rovenels caters to a variety of events, from birthday parties to fashion shows. They do it all. Now, the Pembroke Salaka Feast is one of Thanksgiving as people meet to have an ancestral feast. Kimberly Job takes us on a journey to celebrate our African heritage. Have a look at this story.
Singing and dancing through the streets of Pembroke. This is the Salaka Feast, a celebration in honor of the ancestors. The ancestors are summoned with the sprinkling of rum and sweet water, the blowing of conch shells, and sweeping of sacred ground. The event, which is part of the Tobago Heritage Festival, is a celebration of both Thanksgiving and knowledge. It gives knowledge of origin and identity, and is done to give the younger ones in the village a taste of the traditions of long ago.
It's an ancestral call for all those people that passed away. A feast they used to have way back when where they cook and feed people, dance and things to the music. So what we're doing today is just a remembrance to the young people to remember what was happening long ago.
The rituals, which take place in the early morning hours, comprise various aspects, including the purification of the area with libations being offered to the spirits and dances of celebrations. The Pembroke Salaka Feast is a two-part event, ending with a grand stage production in the evening. With the use of drama, villagers depicted the feast in its entirety within the context of a village story. From the Division of Community Development and Culture, I'm Kimberly Job for Let's Talk Tobago.
Coming up, highlights on impressive local drinks. Don't move. Let's Talk Tobago will be right back.
Going to Barbados?
Why continue to pay high prices when you can get there for only US $231.95, all taxes included? Yes, you heard right. You can now travel to Barbados from Tobago for a mere US $231.95 on Gold's weekly service. So if you're going to Barbados for business, the beach, crop over, or attending university, stop wasting your money on those other high-priced airlines and get there for a fraction of the cost. To book, just log on to www.vogel.com.br. Barbados just got closer.
It's been 19 years since Rovenel's Resort has been in existence, and this is a result of Mr. Sylvan Rollock's love and passion for farming and agriculture. Now there's a saying, effort will release its reward only after you refuse to quit. Garrett McKellar is one entrepreneur who can testify to this statement. He's now transforming his dream to a reality. Here's Omadara Mills to tell us more.
Exquisite local drinks. It lives up to the name with a line of smoothies, locally known as punches, made using ingredients such as beetroot, pumpkin, and dasheen. The company was started by Garrett McKellar 3.5 years ago as a way of occupying his time while he waited for potential employers to call. As his business grew, Mr. McKellar decided to continue nurturing his passion full-time.
Well, I like to deal with people. I like to interact with people, I like to offer a good service and a good product. Of course, the name of the business being exquisite local drinks, the products have to align with the name as well as the service. So I stuck to it and I realized that there was a lot of potential in the business. So that's why I really stuck to it, knowing that I could build a legacy out of something like this.
This 28-year-old entrepreneur has prior business experience. However, he's grateful for the knowledge gained from several courses facilitated by the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development, a division of the THA that provides support to local entrepreneurs to help them develop their businesses.
It's tough, moving from a hobby to get into business. It's a transition. So you need that kind of guidance, that kind of push to know that you're not just doing it and just doing it for the sake of making money, but they could actually create something that is Tobago that can be well recognized over a period of time.
Besides his hard work and dedication in the day-to-day operations of his company, Mr. McKellar acknowledges that attending events such as trade shows, courtesy the THA, has helped his business to grow.
He would have done a lot of exposure to the business, actually opened doors in the Trinidad market where I would have done business across there, more during the Christmas period, as well as I would have met people across there that we are now in the process of establishing business on a much larger scale to be able to supply, to produce and distribute in the Trinidad market.
Mr. McKellar now packages sea moss and manufactures juices and a range of alcoholic beverages. In his first year of business, Mr. McKellar received the Youth Entrepreneurship Award from the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development. For him, it's both a source of pride and acknowledgement that he's on the right track. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Now, what influenced the decision to have a mini zoo here on the property? Well, the owner felt the need to provide an atmosphere for children to view the animals. So the July-August vacation is usually a busy time as school is out. Some children travel with their parents, others go to camps, and then some came to the Scarborough Library facility to participate in a variety of fun activities. Take a look at how these children spent their summer vacation at the library.
An aerobics dance session at the Scarborough Library's Anne Mitchell Gift Auditorium. It's not a typical scene you'd see, but these young ones are part of the library's annual Children's Vacation program. This year, the program's focus is on fitness, health and grooming, and getting moving is what many of them are looking forward to.
I like dancing because I can move a lot and it will help me keep fit.
Learning such information would contribute to your being a healthier and a better citizen and so on. So we think it's not too young to start the children thinking about what it is to be healthy and to eat healthily and to stay fit and so on. Because we know that our society, we do have issues where persons are plagued with diabetes and high blood pressure and so on. And so it is not too young to start them thinking about eating healthily and being healthy.
Techno Kids sessions are also a part of the 6-week program. These computer classes will provide participants ages 6 to 12 with a more structured and educational way of using the computer.
We recognize, of course, that at that age, even at that age, they're quite adept at the computer and the technology. So it is just simply about telling them the rudiments of it, bringing they might actually know it by practicing, but the technical aspects of it, we try to introduce them to that as well as let them have fun doing things.
This year, over 60 children are participating in the program, which also includes arts and craft, games, and storytelling periods.
But we hope that they would enjoy the experience. We hope that they would learn facts, that it would help in their individual and social development, and that they would recognize that the library is much more than just coming in and borrowing books, and that we could provide them with so much more.
The program is also being facilitated at the Roxborough and the Charlottesville libraries so that as many children can spend their vacation doing fun and educational activities which will contribute to their holistic development. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's Have Your Say time, and our question this week is, what do you do to ensure road safety? Here's what you had to say.
Try to stick to the regulation. I make all my signals, indicate when I'm slowing down, when I'm stopping.
You observe the signs on the road and you drive carefully.
Follow the rules and drive safe.
We as drivers are supposed to stay focused at all times when we are driving or approaching an intersection or wherever. Once you're on the road, you have to stay focused.
Make sure you're wearing your seatbelt and make sure your car in proper working condition.
One has to make sure that you keep your eyes on the road.
I drive at a moderate speed regardless of the traffic on the road, moderate speed day or night. And if the road is wet, I even drive more slowly.
I'll try to be more aware. Well, as usual, be aware of what is happening with the other drivers. You know, don't be a selfish driver. You can't be selfish on the road. You must be aware of what the other drivers are doing and, you know, put yourself in their place.
We close another edition of Let's Talk Tobago. And as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to visit our website, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and very productive week. We close now with a montage of Drum Explosion 2016. We do hope you enjoy.